Ham Production.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to talk about a couple updates that I, really forgot to mention this morning. But as you can see, I was very excited that we got Nick Foles. As y'all, I've already said it, I'm a huge fan of Nick Foles, not because of his performance. And yes, I know he is a backup quarterback, but the reason why I'm a huge fan of Nick Foles is because the guy just have amazing leadership. He has like strong commitment for this team. He showed that he had a lot of heart out there. Like, he wanted to win. That's why I love about Nick Foles, period. So it's great to have him back. What's going to happen as far as him and Carson Wentz being on the field? Well, one thing we all know so far is that Nick Foles is hands down our backup. He may be mentoring Carson Wentz, and in case anything happened, knock on wood, if there's wood right here. Anything happens to Carson Wentz, Nick Foles will take over. But it's great to see that he's back on this team. But the main reason why I'm making this video, a couple other things. It will have something to do with Nick Foles as well. Starting off, Bennie Logan, he's agreed to a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. How do I feel about it? Kind of 50-50 about this. It sucks seeing him go. Kind of hurts our defensive linemen. But, that goes to show you right there. Especially that there was rumors that he turned down multiple deals with the Eagles. I'm not sure what he really wanted. I'm not sure if he wanted that Fletcher Cox kind of money, or I'm not sure what it is. But the fact that he left just like that, just to sign with the Kansas City Chiefs for 1 year. I'm not sure if it's because of our cap space and he was too impatient. I'm not sure what the fuck it is. But that shows you right there how much of a fake someone can possibly be. I don't want to call Bennie Logan a fake, but I will call him more like a hypocrite, because I was working at this job by the Philly airport back in around September. He talked about how much he loved playing for this team, how he loves to, he would love to stay with this team as long as possible, and how he enjoys, playing with Fletcher Cox and Connor Barwin and who else? Brandon Graham. But the fact that he turned down multiple deals just to sign with the Kansas City Chiefs for 1 year, that tells me enough as is. It does suck seeing that he's gone, but just as long as it wasn't with the Washington Redskins, because that would have sucked big time. Big time. But all I'm going to say is, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be one of those people and say, oh, he's overrated anyway. He is garbage, or no. He's definitely not garbage. He wasn't the best, but he's definitely not garbage. So all I'm going to say is, I wish him the best of luck to the Kansas City Chiefs. But it is what it is. Bennie Logan will not be here in Philadelphia. It is what it is. So what's going to happen from here on out? Two possibilities. They saying that Bo Allen could move up to starter. Or they may have a talk with, I'm not sure what's going on with, what's his name, Jonathan Hankins. He's, they say he's on the verge of getting cut by the New York Giants. I compared both of their stats. Bennie Logan and Jonathan Hankins. Bennie Logan, who's 27 years old. He had about 26 tackles, if I'm correct, and 2.5 sacks. Eight of those tackles being assists, of course. Jonathan Hankins' stats. He has over 40 tackles and 1 sack. 24 years old, 3 years younger than Bennie Logan, which means he could have, he may have some more time. I mean, I'm not saying that, we could keep him for a long time, but I don't know. It's always good to go younger. I'm just saying that. But Jonathan Hankins' stats was basically slightly better than Bennie Logan's. So, of course, I would like to go for someone that's slightly better, but then again, I mean, I'm just going to put it this way. Even though I talked a lot of shit about the Giants defense, talked about how, they're overrated and, they spent $200 million just to be one and done, just to single-handedly get destroyed by Aaron Rodgers. I talk shit because, I fucking hate the Giants. Seriously. Fuck the New York Giants. That's how I feel. Especially because we're division rivals. But I can also, deep down inside, I can also be a realist. As y'all see my crow, when the Giants beat us the first time in New York, I gave all respect where it was due. So, me to be a realist, I'm going to say the Giants defense is pretty underrated. And part of the reason they were 11-5 was because of that defense. So, would I like someone like Jonathan Hankins here in Philadelphia? I would definitely love him here in Philadelphia. Will we have the kind of cap space to pay him? That's the issue right there. And that's how I'm going to talk about that. It's great we got Nick Foles. I'm very excited for the guy. But with this happening, we got to make moves and quick. Chase Daniels, I want to talk about him as well. Yeah, speak of Chase Daniels. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Desert Eagle and I have an announcement. Just when this free agency could not get any better, speaking of Chase Daniels, I just got a tweet directly from the NFL, directly from Eagles News, that the Philadelphia Eagles have released Chase Daniel. Damn. A known fact of the day, Nick Foles had beaten Chase Daniels out of his job, not once, but twice. Chase Daniels, nah, 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 hey, 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 goodbye. Did he just say what I think he just said? Chase Daniels just got released? Wow. Wow. Okay. It just gets better and better. Well, I still got to finish this video. So, I mean, I've already put a lot of time into this. So, anywho, it's kind of awkward right now. I mean, god damn. I wish I kind of knew this sooner. But, okay. Okay, well, back to what I was saying. I guess I'm going to talk about one last thing, and that's the current state of this team. How do I feel about this free agency so far? You know what? Gotta give a thumbs up to Howie Roseman. My hat's off to this guy. He doing this fucking thing, man. Like, real shit. Howie Roseman, I'm loving the free agency so far. I got off of work, got home around like 7 or 8 in the morning. And, as soon as I get home, I check my phone, see what's going on. And, when we got the news that, Nick Foles came, I'm like, hell fucking yes. I'm loving this free agency. But the current state of this team, that's what I want to talk about. Quarterback-wise, if I'm correct, we got Carson Wentz. We still got, we got Nick Foles now. Are we going to need a quarterback? As far as a third string, I'm not sure if, what's his name? McLeod Bethel Thompson, if I'm correct. I'm not sure if he's still there. I'm not too sure, but I mean, if he's still there, then I guess we ain't got to worry about it. If not, I guess why not get a third string just for cheap or whatever, No one really special. Offensive lineman. I feel like offensive lineman I think it's good the way it is. We got Jason Peters. We got Jason Kelsey. We have Alan Barber, who's actually looking to, shop around. Brandon Brooks. Lane Johnson, who is officially off of suspension. Hopefully, he can, grow a brain, think twice before he even makes a stupid decision like that ever again. Because losing him, it's really going to hurt us like it did last season. And then, we still got Isaac Seumalo. We got Halapulu Vati Vatai. the newly signed guard, Chance Warmack. I know I got his name wrong last time, but it's Warmack. Who else? Matt Tobin, hope his ass get traded. And we also restructured Stevie Wisniewski's deal. I feel like our offense is perfect. It is spot on the way it is. I was saying, go for another person young, but then again, I think it's perfect the way it is. I don't think we need to make any more adjustments with the offensive line, especially if Jason Kelce is actually going to get traded. I think Stevie Wisniewski will go to center if that does happen. But I love where it's going. I really do. I love where this free agency is going. Offensive lineman is perfect the way it is. Now, going to wide receivers, with us having now Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, Jordan Matthews, who I would love to stay here if we get traded. If he does get traded, that would be a bad move right there. We need a guy that single-handedly carried this team when this team was struggling. Jordan Matthews was that guy right there. He's not the best wide receiver. I would say average at best. But still, I feel like he can get a lot better. DGB, Bryce Treggs. If DGB doesn't want to play football, his ass can go. But if he's willing to step it up to the plate right the fuck now, I will give him one more year. The guy is fucking tall. He is 6'5", weighing over 230 pounds. And to mention, he's fucking 23 or 24 years old? Like, come on, man. This guy's supposed to be gifted. This guy could be the next Calvin Johnson. That's how fucking tall this guy is. But his character issue, it just does. That explains why the Titans got rid of him right on the spot. They didn't even hesitate to get rid of him. But if he can step up to the plate right the fuck now, I want to give him one more year. Bryce Treggs, he can fucking go. I don't give a fuck about him. Nelson Aguilar, he's got to step up to the plate right now as well. There was talk that Eagles may be open to trading, recently drafted wide receivers. So with that being said, it may be hopefully, most likely Nelson Aguilar. I mean, then again, I'm not really going to expect much out of that. But Paul Turner, I would love for him to stay around. I'd rather start him over Nelson Aguilar, over DGB, over Bryce Treggs. Put him as a starter. Yeah, he only had no more than 150 receiving yards. But if you also look at it this way, he caught a lot of passes that was thrown to him. Not only that, but those catches were very important ones. Crucial passes that got us first downs. That took the ball down the field. Keep him here. That's when I don't agree with Scotty right there. He's saying Paul Turner, he can go. But you also got to realize they started him like almost around the end of the season. So, I mean, you can't expect too much out of him, if you're going to start him very late in the season. But I think that's about what I have to say about the wide receiver. And tight end, Zach Ertz, I like the guy. I mean, yeah, he hasn't really performed, as much, even though he was our leading receiver. But at the same time, I mean, they don't really use him like that. So, I mean, the guy's got a lot of potential in him. He really does. Maybe if they saying that he's more like a December person, but I mean, he could be a September, October, November, and December if they were to use him more often. Brent Selleck, I have a feeling they might wind up trading him. I don't know, man. Let's just see how this turns out. They don't really use him they really don't use him. They use Zach Ertz and Trey Burton way more than they use Brent Selleck. I mean, they mostly use Brent Selleck for blocking, which he is great at, but I also want to see him move the ball. Seriously. Last but not least, Trey Burton. I love the guy. Trey Burton, I feel like he can definitely get far with this team. I mean, give him about another year or two, or maybe when Zach Ertz's deal is up, I think Trey Burton can be the next person to step up. I already know Brent Selleck will be gone by then. I think that's all I got to say about tight ends. I don't think we need to go for any more tight ends, to be honest with you. Well, that's unless Brent Selleck does, wind up getting dropped or traded or whatever. Then okay, get another young tight end. But other than that, I don't really think there's any other reason. last but not least, I want to talk about the draft. The draft. This I'm going to agree with a lot of Eagles fans. Our offense is 100% set. I think it's perfect the way it is. We need to go all defense, at least 90% of defense. Go 90% on defense. Because as far as this upcoming season goes, our biggest issue will be our secondaries and a linebacker if Michael Kendricks, does get traded. And now that Bennie Logan is gone, that sets a huge gap right there. And now that Connor Barwin is gone, even though he had a struggling year, but he just wasn't fitting our system. We need now a defensive end, a defensive tackle, which might get patched. That's if Jonathan Hankins come in, we have that kind of money, or we can see what Bo Allen is like. But defensive end is a need, possibly a linebacker if Michael Kendricks go. But our huge need for this draft is cornerbacks. And it really hurts because Sidney Jones just got hurt. So, but you know what they say, man. I think it's possible we can still cuff him up. I feel like, maybe we can get him later in the draft. Maybe we can. Cat's running around. I feel like our cornerbacks is definitely a huge need, though. It's a huge need. But you know what? I love where this free agency is going so far. We haven't given up a single draft pick, and the perfect way to go as far as being a contending team, or at least progressing as years go by. You don't know how teams win championships? It's through the draft. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look at the Green Bay Packers. Look at the New England Patriots, who now has 5 rings now, and he's up there with the Niners and the Cowboys. I honestly thought the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl, this past season. But I'll just move on from that. Didn't happen. But you know how those teams win championships? Is by looking through the draft. Us always looking in free agency and getting rid of our draft picks, trades and everything, is what holds us back. So, with that being said, we use up all of our draft picks and play our cards right, then maybe, just maybe, well, I'm very confident there will be a championship coming to Philadelphia. I'm not expecting this year, next year. I'm going to say no more than 5 years. There will be a title coming here in Philadelphia, and I'm going to call it right the fuck now. Y'all can laugh at me, y'all can clown me, y'all can troll, do whatever you must. But I always got number confidence in this team, and I love exactly where this team is going as far as free agency goes. And Howie Roseman, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Real shit. But this division will be competitive. The Redskins got Terrell Pryor, the Giants now have Brandon Marshall, and we got Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith. That's a pretty good duo. And we also have Jordan Matthews. So there's no more excuse. No more excuse. Carson Wentz has his weapons. We got the right protection. So we got to ball the fuck out. We got to see what Carson Wentz is all about. So, that's all I got to say, man. It's your boy Desi checking on out of here. Another long video that I made, but this is something I enjoy making, talking some Eagles football. I'm always open to y'all opinions and everything, as long as they ain't no freaking trolls. But, Eagles fans, major shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the Philly Knights, man. Shout out to the Fourth and John podcast, man. Shout out to Howie Roseman for making this such a great free agency so far. Let's hope he can keep up the good work. And that's all I got to say, man. I'm out of here.